Hi, welcome back to another edition of David Palmer's Drink of the Day. It's a little rainy outside today. Kind of makes me want a little bit of a fire or something. So I think I'll make one. Today's drink is the smoked rosemary bourbon sour. It's a little bit different cocktail. I've got a couple things to talk about today, but let's start out with couple of things with this drink. We're going to use a fresh herb, rosemary, and we're going to actually light this on fire, and that's going to give us a little smoky flavor to the thing. But we're also going to use bitters, and we're going to use a different bitters than we've used before. Today we're going to use Angostura bitters. There are several types of bitters, and I know you guys have seen me talk about it several times. So the bitters that you need to understand are aromatic bitters, which is this kind, and to a certain extent, our Copper and Kings cocktail bitters are an aromatic bitter. But then we also have citrus bitters and herbal bitters and then nut bitters, which are kind of coffee and almond and stuff like that. Citrus bitters, I don't need to define that for you. You can understand that. But today's going to use an aromatic, the Angostura bitters, which are made on the island of Trinidad. And we're going to start this drink. Let's start it off now with the first steps. And this is kind of an interesting one. Basically, what we're going to do is smoke our rosemary a little bit until it starts to smoke. I'm going to do the whole thing because I'm making two today, and I want to make sure that it's got plenty of flavor coming out. And this takes a minute, and you can hear that rain beating down outside, which makes a little smoky fire nice in here. So we've got that kind of smoked up a little bit. And let's just go ahead and drop these in the glass. At this point, I can smell it here in the house. It smells really good. The next step, and this is really easy, a real easy drink to make, is we're going to take 2 ounces of our bourbon. Now remember, we need to put it in a shaker with ice. 2 ounces, but we're going to make 2 drinks. So 4 ounces of our bourbon. Old Forester. You know, I actually do drink this without making a cocktail. It's nice on the rocks. It's nice with a little ginger ale. There's 4 ounces of our bourbon. And it says 3 ounces of lemonade, so we're going to use about 6 for 2 drinks in there. And then our bitters. Now, it's telling us a dash. I always do a little bit more bitters. Now, bitters, what bitters is meant to do, the idea that it makes a drink bitter is untrue. What it's doing is, yes, they taste bitter if you try them straight up, but what it does is it opens your palate up to taste the other flavors. So you're going to accentuate other things in your drink by using different types of bitters, and that's what it originally was made for. Now, there's two major categories of bitters too. The types we talk about here, with the aromatic, the citrus, and the herbal and all that. There's also digestive bitters, which are served usually on the rocks or straight up. And those are things like Campari or the Aperol that we have used in other drinks, or even Pimm's is a bitter somewhat to that extent. Another bitter that most of you probably don't realize is Jägermeister. And we've all had those nights, and I think those are in my past at this point. But anyway, so we've got this thing ready. Let's go ahead and shake this thing up. And I didn't grab my Hawthorne strainer because somebody put it away. But we're going to just do it this way. It goes over the smoked rosemary. And it's going to get a little bit of that smoky, burnt flavor into the cocktail. And then we're going to garnish that. My production crew is not here today, so I guess I have to have both of these cocktails. Let me show you this drink as it sits. I'm going to reach it over to you a little bit. There you go. I don't know if you can see that in the top. A rule to remember, we don't need to be bitter. We can use bitters in our drinks. Marcus Aurelius said, the rule you should always remember is when anything tempts you to be bitter, do not be bitter. This is a misfortune for you, but to bear it worthily is a good fortune for you. Please take care of your family. Have a nice bourbon. Don't be bitter. Use bitters. Love your friends. Reach out and enjoy your day. Please also subscribe to our YouTube channel and like us below. Thank you.